This trailer was so fire, I'm gonna scream.
Jamie Kennedy, subscribe to my man, Destination Station right now if you want the best content.
What's up? Welcome to Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin. Thank you for clicking on this video. Subscribe to Destination Station if you want Scream, Halloween, and everything in between. And follow me on all my socials. All the links are down in the description below. And it is a good time to be a Scream fan. I'm telling you, I woke up to some good news. And pardon me for the way I look. I just woke up, getting ready for work, turn on everything, and guess what? I am greeted with a really great trailer that I've been waiting for all year long. So, we thought we were going to get this like last month, but you know, here it is, the day before Halloween. Perfect timing. I kind of felt like it was going to come in October. So, I'm ready for this. So let's dive into it. I have seen it. I was going to do like a trailer reaction review and all that kind of stuff, but they always get dinged for like copyright and stuff. So I'm just going to do a breakdown of this trailer. That's what this is going to be about. Also, be a part of Scream Talk, 9 p.m. Central tonight. I usually do that on Friday, but because of this coming out today, we're going to discuss it tonight. So be a part of that. It'll be up on my channel later. Hit that notify me button so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. But Scream Talk is normally Friday, but we're going to do it tonight for the sake of this video. So yeah, I'm going to go into more of deep dive, probably have some guests on there, and we'll all break it down. So yeah, hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber of Destination Station. I put out videos like this all the time. I have been on a little bit of a hiatus because I have been doing a lot of acting gigs and stuff. I just got off of a movie called 11 Days. More on that later. Let's dive into this fucking trailer because I am excited. I got my handy dandy coffee cup, Scream, Ghostface, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, let's get into this. Okay, so it opens up. We knew a lot about this stuff, and I'm going to discuss it more later on in the video, but we knew that this was going to possibly have an opening scene of the Stu Macher House in Woodsboro with these two characters. You got show up, look like they're a couple getting like an Airbnb like you can do in real life. And it looks like they're greeted with like an animatronic of Ghostface, which is pretty cool. I've heard rumors about this. I wasn't sure if it was true. It looks like this is possibly going to be our opening scene. So don't get attached to these characters. They were kind of casted later on in the process. So I kind of figured they were going to be the opening kill, but this is a really cool way to open it up with the Stu Macher House. But what they do with it is pretty crazy, but I already heard rumors about that too. But, you know, just as soon as you get comfortable, you got all the stab posters and everything in the Stu Macher House where the actual events take place, and this animatronic kind of creeps them out for a second. As soon as they get comfortable, you see Ghostface. Ghostface appears and wreaks havoc right behind Michelle Randolph. If you don't know Michelle Randolph, she's from the prequel of the Yellowstone shows, and she's also in Landman. And also, I might add, I'm in Landman Season 2, Episode 10, so tune into that when it releases November 17th. Anyways, very cool to see that she's in this movie, but it doesn't look like she's going to be staying very long, so don't get used to her. But she's a very great and talented actress. But there's like this whole scene, this chase scene where the Ghostface is chasing her up the stairs, but she does look like a fighter because look, she rips off a fucking like light off the wall and like slams it over Ghostface. Kind of reminds me of that Casey Cooper chase scene in Scream 2, or even Sydney's chase scene in Scream 1 when she's running up the stairs. But she doesn't look like she's going to be like some type of like dumb blonde bimbo or something like that, like they usually portray. Because I mean, she is fighting. Who would have thought to rip off a dang light like that? You would have think she would have like ripped off like the picture next to her or something like that, you know. But dang, I mean, she's going for it here. And then they have like a struggle at the top, and Ghostface goes over the balcony, and she hangs on to the light above the chandelier, and she's swinging back and forth. She tries to catch her leg on the banister thing there, and she loses her grip, you know. And then I thought this was kind of like this is the only thing that kind of like got me kind of like what the hell? Like I mean it's fine as a kill, I guess. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more to this because we really don't even see what happens to her boyfriend's character. I'm assuming it's her boyfriend, Jimmy Tetro's character. This could be him. We could have a similar opening to Scream 6 where it's like maybe he's an early Ghostface reveal or something like that, and he's actually doing this to her because he's such a big Stab fan or something. But he like turns over and like sticks his knife up. I just thought it was kind of weird how he sticks it up. I feel like that would still hurt him because I feel like that handle would go right into his gut. It almost looks like he's got like a knife dick right now. Pardon my French, but it just kind of looks kind of silly to me for that aspect. Hopefully there's more to it than that. But then we jump right back. We jump right into Sydney receiving a phone call from Woodsboro, and it says unknown caller, obviously, and it is our infamous Ghostface. And I might add, let me add this. Sydney looks great in this one. I think she looks better in this one than she did in 5. I think that Neve Campbell is such a beautiful actress and talented, and she looks just such like Sydney in this one. I can't explain it compared to 5. 5, I felt like she was kind of phoning it in, but this one is a very Sydney centered film. And I just feel Sydney all over this one, and it looks like once stuff, like this might where she's like by the ambulance and there's like the news reporters and everybody. It looks like they're probably outside her house. This is probably later on in the movie where there's like an attack, and it does look like she does get attacked at her house, her and her daughter, and I believe her daughter's name is Tatum. I don't think they say her name in this trailer. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it looks like it's going to be a mother-daughter type of duo in this movie. But then we get that shot of this like small town, Pine Grove, Indiana. You see it over here, Pine Grove Grocery. You also see like the small theater, like the Dallas little theater. It says Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So stuff like that. It gives you a very fall feeling. I'm hearing that this is like taking place in like November, like around Thanksgiving. So I can definitely see that. It's got that fall aesthetic that I really love. I just feel like this is going to have a really good atmospheric feel to it. This feels like a Scream movie. This feels like the movie we should have got 2 movies ago. You know what I mean? And it's cool. It's Dallas Theater. I live in Dallas, Texas, so I don't understand why it's called Dallas Theater. They need to bring Scream 8 to Dallas, and that would be kind of crazy. Which even though this is kind of a big city, but anyways, then you get her daughter, Isabelle May, which is also in the Yellowstone shows. These are all Paramount properties, so it's kind of cool to see them kind of transitioning over to horror a little bit, and they're very good actresses. Isabelle May is so good. You have to see her and in the Yellowstone prequels, and I love that she's the one that's going to be portraying Tatum, Sydney's daughter. And Sydney's going to be like teaching her how to be a fighter, because she even says that later on in the trailer, like I want to be a fighter like you, or something of that nature. But this gives you that the beginning of the first Scream movie with Sydney, with her and her window and everything. You kind of see Isabelle May. She's obviously a film nerd. She's got these movie posters on her wall, like The Village and stuff, but like we've done this a couple of times. I know they're going to give homages to the rest of the franchise, but we've done this with Jill, and that's the only thing I want to point out here is that I hope this isn't going to be like a Jill 2.0. I don't think they're going to go that route. It's just don't do similar things like if Isabelle May's like sitting there and her window's open and she thinks somebody's creeping around or whatever, and her boyfriend pops out. It's like we've done this before. We've done it twice before, and I just don't want to see that. But then we get like a pretty good picture of our friend group here, of Isabelle May's Tatum's friend group. You got McKenna Grace and I forget her name, her other friend, Celeste O'Connor's character's name. But this gives you a very Halloween feel with like Laurie Strode and her friends walking down the street, going to school. They do look like a little bit older than high schoolers, so that's kind of odd. But we're gonna put that to the side. But then we see that like Sydney's just having like a full blown conversation with Ghostface and taking notes and like not scared at all because she's done this so many times. She's not frightened. And then you see on her monitor it says the Little Latte Coffee. It has already been said that this is the business that she owns in town, is the Little Latte Coffee Shop, and that's probably where Isabelle May and some of her friends work at. And I believe that there was like some leaked footage also not too long ago where it looks like there's a chase scene outside that Little Latte with Isabelle May's character. More on that later. But then we get this shot. We get this really cool rotating shot of Sydney's house at night. And man, this gives me Casey Becker's house vibes so much. Without the big porch, it just the way it looks and everything, and it's dark and everything, it gives me a Casey Becker house feel to it. But then you see that like Ghostface is actually in the house, and then you see that she's there with her husband, which is not the mark that we wanted, but it's the mark that we got. I think that this is kind of cool that Ghostface is actually like hiding in the attic. How did he get in the attic? I don't know. Maybe it was Isabelle May's window being open. Maybe she hears something, but she leaves her window open and she leaves. You know, and maybe that gives him a time to sneak in and get in the attic. But if you slow it down just a little bit, and I'll try to slow it down here, it looks like there's some lights up there. I don't know if those are like previous lights, or is this like Ghostface that's been living up there for quite some time? You know, who knows how long he's been up there, kind of like Billy from Black Christmas. But anyways, I think it's really creepy coming down from the attic. I've always, you know, like that in horror movies where like there's like a killer in the attic and jumping down and everything. And then you get this really cool shot of him jumping down and then turning around, and the camera just pans straight into him. I just think it looks really cool. And then there's like this big struggle and fight and everything between Sydney and Ghostface with trying to protect Isabelle May's character. And they knock him out, and then they run into like a panic room that she has. Like Sydney has so many security measures in her house. It's crazy. She's got cameras everywhere. She's got this panic room. She's got this like little secret passage that she can try to escape. But one thing that I did find funny, and I'll probably put this clip in here, and hopefully I don't get a copyright from it. When Ghostface like lifts up like Michael Myers a little bit in the hallway after getting kicked by Sydney, you hear like a Darth Vader like or something. I thought that was really odd. I don't know how they're going, what the reasoning is for that, if it's the voice modulator or what, but I just found that a little odd. Correct me if y'all know anything that I don't of why he's sounding like Darth Vader, but I just found it kind of odd. But then they're trying to like escape between the walls, and Ghostface can kind of hear them. He's trying to position where he's at. This kind of gives me Scream 3, where they're sneaking through the walls and everything and trying to get out of Milton's house, Milton's mansion. And Ghostface tries to start stabbing them, and it looks like he almost gets Isabelle May. And look at the fear on Isabelle May's character. I'm telling you, she is such a great actress. If you haven't seen also that movie called Run, Hide, Fight with Isabelle May, where it's like a school shooting type movie, and it's kind of like Die Hard in a high school, where she has to like hide in the high school, and then she has to take on the people that are coming in and shooting up the school. Check that movie out. Really good. Her father in that is Thomas Jane, which is really cool. It's a really good movie, and it kind of shows her acting chops a little bit. But yeah, she also tells her mom she wants to be a fighter, and you can tell that, and I think she is perfect for this. And then you get this shot of her like running away from a Jeep. Looks like something may have happened. Obviously, maybe a friend got killed, or there was a wreck or something. Something tells me this is close to like near the climax of the movie. But then you get this shot of outside that's like around, looks like around the town center. I'm assuming this is around that Little Latte house, or Little Latte business of Sydney's, where Isabelle May is running from him. And it just looks really, really cool to see him out in the open like this. It kind of it kind of gives me vibes of Scream 2, of like when they had that car wreck and Sydney had to run away and everything. It just kind of has that feel to it to me a little bit. And this is, I believe this is the scene that was leaked online not too long ago that we got to see of her running from Ghostface. But then we go into, finally, who shows up is Gail Weathers, Courtney Cox, and look who's tagging along. It is Mason Gooden's character, Chad, and I believe Mindy's in the car too, because you see them together here soon. And we did hear rumors that Chad and Mindy was working with Gail now, and that's who brings them into this. So I don't know if Chad and Mindy are like her new cameramen or you know, sound. Maybe Mindy's doing the sound, Chad's doing the camera work. But they do tag along with Gail and come to Pine Grove, Indiana. And I honestly, I think that Mindy looks better in this movie. I think they both look really good. I'm glad to see them here. I have a high feeling that one of them is going to be gone. We're going to get to that in just a second, because there's a few people that I think that die in this trailer, and I'm going to point it out here. So stick with me. If you've made it this far in the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, be a part of Scream Talk tonight, 9 p.m. Central. And I love your faces. So yeah, let's keep going. Okay, and then we see this shot of Celeste O'Connor's character hiding behind like a bar, and Ghostface is above, and it looks like she's already been attacked. Like she's got like a little bit of blood on her head, and it looks like she's getting attacked or whatever. But then it looks like there's a kitchen shot of Ghostface and Mindy in a fight. It looks like Mindy hits him with a pot or a pan or something. Is this where we say goodbye to Mindy? I'm really wondering, because then you see this shot of like Chad just looking in distress. Just the way the camera is and the way it's on him, it makes me wonder, does Mindy get killed? There's another shot that's going to show like Celeste getting attacked. I think Celeste is a goner as well. But then we see Sydney's husband, Mark, the police officer. You see him doing something, then you see Ghostface emerge and then jump out and wrap him in this like wrap or whatever. I don't even know what you would call it. Like kind of reminds you of like I Know What You Did Last Summer, without the wraps that were over the mannequins or whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong of what they are. I don't know the correct name. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. I haven't had enough coffee this morning. But it looks like he gets attacked and wrapped up. And I kind of wish they didn't show this in the trailer, but hey, he's gone. I'm telling you right now, he's dead. You see him get wrapped up in this, and you just see like Ghostface just going to town, stabbing him, and he's just like screaming underneath that wrap, and blood is all over the wrap too. And then you just get this, I thought this was really cool, you get this POV of like Mark and the wrap over the camera looking up at Ghostface while he's getting stabbed. What a horrible way to get killed. I think this is going to be a really gruesome kill. I don't think it's going to end just here where he gets killed. I think Ghostface is going to do something crazy with him, because we did hear from Chad in a podcast or an interview not too long ago that they do something with somebody's body in this that is horrific. And I'm thinking they're going to do that to Sydney's husband, which is Isabelle May's dad. So, or Tatum's dad in this. So then we get a picture of, it looks like it's Isabelle May. It could be Sydney, but I think it is Tatum's character running through the night from in the small town or whatever. This could be right after where we see her getting out of that Jeep earlier on. And she's just probably running to her mom's, what do you call it? Her mom's Little Latte Coffee Shop, trying to get to her mom or something like that. Or maybe she's running to the theater, because I think her and her friends do some stuff at the local theater. But this definitely gives me Scream 2 vibes of when Sydney was running to the campus, to Windsor College, and she's trying to find somebody, and she ends up at that theater. I wonder if they're going to do something similar like that. But then you see Sydney say, "Where's my daughter?" So I really do think that Ghostface like knocks her, like takes her, you know, like he doesn't kill her, because he even says like I'm not going to kill her or whatever. He wants Sydney to see it or whatever. So I'm wondering, what is Ghostface's motive in this? Is this like, since Ghostface is after her daughter and wants her to die in front of Sydney, did the Ghostface's kid get killed in a previous movie? But Ghostface does say that where we grew up at earlier on in a conversation with Sydney. So is this somebody from the first movie? Is this Stu Macher himself? And we're going to get into that right now, because we did hear rumors that Stu Macher was going to show up in this trailer. And at first I said, Stu Macher's not in this trailer, until I'm going to point it out. Wait until the end. Sydney is looking at all the camera footage. I really like this whole aspect of like her trying to protect her daughter by looking at the camera system on her phone and telling Tatum where he's at and shoot the gun and everything. That's really cool. It also kind of reminds me of Scream 6. I gotta say that like Kevin Williamson and Guy Busick kind of took a little bit of Scream 6 from where Gail was attacked. Kind of gives me that, where she shoots through the door. But it's really cool how they do it here. But it looks like, you got to shoot him in the head. And that's what Sydney tells her daughter, and she doesn't do it in time, and Ghostface jumps up. It kind of reminds me of when Dewey got. But I think that's the scene where Tatum gets kidnapped. I don't think Tatum's going to get killed, because you do see Sydney say, "Where's my daughter?" earlier on. So a lot of this stuff is back and forth. I'm piecing everything together. I hope this is all making sense to y'all. Hit that like button if you like videos like this and me breaking down these trailers. I'll do more like this in the future. But then we see that Isabelle May kicks Ghostface through one of the windows outside of a shop or something. So yeah, I think this is going to be close to where the climax is or something. We did hear rumors, and I don't know how true it is. We did hear rumors that there is going to be an early Ghostface reveal in this movie outside. I wonder if that's the scene. I wonder if that's the scene where Ghostface gets taken out and he's outside, but then there's another Ghostface or another couple of Ghostfaces. And then it shows this one shot, and I'm trying to make out who this is. It's definitely a male, but I want to say this is Mark's character, Sydney's husband, the cop, getting dragged away, and he's already bloody and everything. I don't know if this is like after he got stabbed. He's kind of in dressy clothes. It could be a cop uniform. The face is kind of out of focus. It's in the dark, but this could be the cop uniform is what I'm thinking. And it looks like Ghostface is like dragging him away. And this could be where the scene that we get like something really, really gruesome that they do with his body to really set the movie off. Like this is like maybe at the halfway point of where her husband gets killed, and it's just brutal. Who knows what they're going to do? Are they going to do like a Casey Becker where the intestines are outside? I think they're going to do something that's going to be really horrific to his character. And maybe that's why they didn't bring Mark Kincaid back. Like if this is what they were going to do with the character, I didn't want to see Mark Kincaid go out like this if this was the original idea. So anyways, and then we get a shot of Ghostface with the gas can just burning down the Stu Macher house. I still believe this is the beginning of the movie of him burning down the Stu Macher house after killing Jimmy Tantro's character and Michelle Randolph's character. And then you see Ghostface just walking away from the Stu Macher house as it goes up in flames like a badass. I think like right after this shot here, we're going to get the title card, Scream 7. So that's what I'm thinking here. I love the title card, by the way, too, with the sparks from the flames coming up, the metallic Scream symbol with the 7. We're going back to numbers, baby. We're not doing Roman numerals or nothing like that. So that shows you that this is in line to Scream 1 through 4. And then you got the ghost face like appearing in the smoke of the fire coming up in the back. That's really, really cool. But everyone's wondering like how much we've been hearing that AI is going to be taking a big part of this movie, but we don't see too much of it. We don't hear anything of it. We also heard that Stu Macher was going to be revealed in the trailer. And I said, he's not in this trailer until you hear the very end. And listen to this. I'm going to play it right here. This is definitely Matthew Lillard, Stu Macher's voice.
This is going to be fun.
This is just a tease of what's to come. Is he really alive? Is this who's telling Sydney that this is where we grew up? Is this Stu Macher burning down his own house because it doesn't belong to him anymore? I'm holding on hope that he is going to return. There's a lot of questions though. They didn't give us too much. They gave us a couple of deaths that I think that was pretty obvious before the movie even came out that who would die. But there's a lot of characters missing from this. We haven't seen a lot of characters. We haven't seen Ethan Embry's character. How significant is that? One big one that I would say that we haven't got to see is Anna Camp's character. Well, not at all. Like, we know that she's supposed to be like Sydney's good friend or whatever, or neighbor, or maybe McKenna Grace's like mom or something like that. But we don't even see her. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've looked all over this trailer and I can't find her. That's kind of surprising that we don't see her. So yeah, what do y'all think about this? Do you think Stu Macher's back? Do you like this trailer? Do you like the direction that they're going, being Sydney focused and her daughter Tatum? Do you like the Pine Grove setting? Who do you want to live and who do you want to die? I think this is going to be really fun and back to form. I also think this is going to break some of our hearts. I think that we're going to say goodbye to Chad or Mindy, at least either both of them or one or the other. Fingers crossed it's Mindy. I just think that Mason Gooding's just got a better presence, especially in the horror community now with Hard Eyes out and everything, and he's just one of the better additions. And one thing I want to know also is who is going to be the film nerd who gives the rules. Like, we didn't really get that in this trailer. Usually we get a rules or something, like just something small of that in the trailer, but they didn't touch on that at all in this. Maybe there are no rules in this one. Does Mindy provide that? Also, we did not get to see Hayden Panettiere's character. We didn't see Kirby at all, but there are rumors that she is coming back. I don't think she's going to have a significant role. If it is something, it's probably going to be something near the end, coming in at the end game, and maybe this is where we get to see something of her spinoff show that is up in the air. It might happen, it might not. So, anyways, what did y'all think about this? This has got me excited. I know we're probably going to get more trailers before the movie comes out. Honestly, I'm satisfied with this one. I don't know if I want to see more because I'm already piecing shit together from the rumors that we heard that's lining up to what we got. So, who lives, who dies, who knows? But we're going to figure out in February. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel. Also, we're going to go into a more deeper dive of this tonight and hear what other people have to say. I'll have some guests on my channel. Scream Talk tonight, 9 p.m. Central. I love your faces. Hit that subscribe button. Smash and stab that like button. And I see you guys when I see you guys. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back.